This is a 1953 Chevy 3100, and we're going to take it for a quick drive. This is actually a 250 six-cylinder engine with a Power Glide transmission, and this is a really cool truck. Probably, in some ways, one of my favorites. It does drive like an old truck, even with the new wheels on it. And I think that little rattling sound I'm hearing over there is the window. But so if you watch my finger while I'm driving, oop, got a little off there. Definitely a truck that has to be driven with intention. Probably could use a little tightening up in the front end. Man, this truck is a looker. So it's got the old 3-speed on the column, which has been turned into the drive shifter. Nice sounding engine. Of course, it's quiet, but man, just a really healthy engine. Mid-60s 250 with the Power Glide. Nice thing is, easy to open the hood, one hand. I'm gonna shut this off so we can hear better. Show you under the hood and the whole truck really. Grab my rag out of there. I just think this is super cool. So this is the 250. It's got an Offenhauser intake with the 4-barrel carb on top, and it really runs great. Be a little cold natured, just like any Holley double pumper can be. But man, look at the attention to detail. I mean, under the firewall was painted so nicely. Inner fender wells look nice. And just a really sharp, you know, clean look. Not perfect, but nice and clean. Hood opens and closes very easily. I just did that with one hand. And we've all discussed it around the shop, and this is our favorite paint job we've ever had on any vehicle ever. And I've had over 600 vehicles. I am crazy about this paint job. I know it's not for everybody, but man, blue is my favorite color, and this is just, if I was building a truck that I was going to keep, this is, now that I've seen this, I'm like, this is exactly what I would do. I love it. Now that being said, there's a few things that could still be done to it, I think, to take it to the next level. I had a truck actually like this about 2 months ago, very similar, and a couple of guys were wanting to buy it to do, you know, a V8 swap or just to continue on with the restoration. I think this would be a great candidate for that too. I think that the way the engine and tranny is set up is cool, but you know, this would be a great truck for somebody to say, hey, I buy this thing and all I got to do is drop a V8 in it and I'm done with my project. Maybe I think I would also think about investing in a Mustang 2 front end. It does have the original front end underneath it. The leaf springs have been reversed, so it just drives, you know, like still drives like an old truck and kind of wanders a little bit and stuff, even with the new wheels being wider. Typically wider tires help, but like this is obviously a rat rod style truck, so when you get right up on the body, you're going to see that, you know, it was some little crusty spots that were painted over intentionally, and you know, a few little holes here and there. That's the look of this truck. That's what it's supposed to look like. You know, a couple of spots where some old paint was there and they didn't sand it down all the way. So this was done obviously intentionally like this, and I think the guy who did this was an artist. I mean, it looks freaking awesome. A couple of touches of pinstriping, really pretty wood bed in the back, just beautiful, nice smoky color. Look like smoked pine or something like that. It's almost like a smoky kind of look to a walnut. Brand new Boss wheels. Looks like 9s in the back and 8s in the front with brand new tires. It's got a disc brake conversion kit that's been done on it. All the glass is in excellent condition. The weather stripping looks to be new around the windshield. Nice and soft. I think while I was driving here, I said I heard a little window rattle. The felts down in here on both sides are missing, so they would need to be replaced. But the weather stripping here is new, and all the other weather stripping is new except for those felts. Those are the only things that didn't get put in. So be a simple thing to finish off. Nice looking original style rubber floor mat. Brand new covered seat. Clean new headliner and door panels, and the interior is also just matching the exterior, just really nice. I love the fact that the dash is unmolested, it's uncut. The original radio stop there, just really cool. The original gauges, I think some of them work and some of them don't. We do have the new gauges down here below. Those are hooked up and working. And for whatever reason, the guy put the key over there instead of putting it back in the original hole. I would probably change that back. The horn does not work. And just like typical of an old truck, you know, make sure that the handle's in the right place and the button's been pushed in before. The visor is easily taken on and off, and I'm a big fan of visors, so I put it, actually when I got the truck it didn't have the visor on it and I put it on it. I think it's cool. It ties in nicely the black with the black wheels. Maybe if I was going to go crazy I might try and get somebody to match the paint on the visor, but I think it looks really cool. I love the way visors look. They're just unique to the era. So nice, really nice chrome on the front too. This actually looks like a new emblem in the front, and newer chrome pieces for the grill. So really beautiful. Even just right there holding that shot, that's a great photograph right there. So this would be this. I mean, if you don't like to get attention, this is not the truck for you. This thing's ridiculous. Getting down underneath it does have some flaws. It does have superficial surface rust along here. The main flaw is this: somebody put a piece of plywood in underneath to support underneath the seat, where you can, if you look a little bit closer, you see the rust and floor pans. So instead of putting a new piece of steel in there, they put some plywood in. Not a huge deal. It's pressure treated plywood. It's not the end of the world, but it is probably something that you'd want to go back in and fix. It's actually got a Flowmaster exhaust, and it's new. See the new steel pipe there? It's just super nice and clean. I've had it parked in the same spot for the past couple of weeks we've owned it, and I haven't noticed any major drips. Power Glides always drip a touch, but other than that piece of plywood down there, this truck is you know, just clean underneath. I actually think that that's a Ford 9-inch rear end. And I'm right. It's got a Ford 9-inch rear end. Of course it's got, I mean, look at how clean that transmission is. Woo, it's hot down here. All right, 96 degrees in Georgia. Laying on the ground's not fun. I did say disc brakes. It's actually got a power booster underneath as well. So these are power disc brakes. So there you have it. Man, what a freaking cool truck. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm in love with it. I'm not crazy about the way it drives. I'm just being honest. If you can, I always do my little finger test there where I'm kind of steering, and you kind of, when the steering this truck kind of involves one of these right here, which is not abnormal for what it would have been originally. It's just that you think when you walk up on something like this, that this much restoration's been done, you would kind of think or maybe hope that it would drive a little better. So really, honestly, if it was me and I was doing this on a minimal budget, I'm buying this truck and I didn't want to do a whole lot to it, the only thing I'd try to address probably is the steering box. Other than that, this thing's ready to rock. Really cool truck.